You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, on Alternative Talk, AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage and finance expert, Tina Mitchell.
Welcome back to The Money Hour with your host and mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell, right here in 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, September 2nd show. I'm committed to providing you knowledge needed to be successful in every area regarding your finances. Knowledge is power, and that's what you'll receive by listening to the show. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast, but you can always call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And in studio right now, Cathy Waidelich, founder of LegacyCaring. And LegacyCaring, how it supports our seniors. We're going to also talk a little bit about Jack Canfield and his visit right here in Bellevue, Washington. Cathy, thank you so much for coming back in studio. It's been a little while.
I know. It's great to be here, Tina.
Thank you. And a little bit about Cathy. Cathy has a master's degree in counseling and education and worked for 15 years in the University Residential Life and Wellness. She was a managing real estate broker and top producing realtor for over 10 years, broker owner of her own real estate company. It was through her real estate experiences that Cathy recognized how often seniors are victim of financial fraud and receipt support service. During the 2011 holiday, Cathy saw the stats from an Alliance of Aging, 10,000 people turning 65 every day for the next 20 years. So in 2012, Cathy led the first senior day at Master Builders, which launched LegacyCaring. Cathy left her passion as CEO of the real estate office in 2013 to follow her passion to create a trusted place for seniors to go for their housing and real estate needs. Cathy learned that everyone wants exceptional service and accurate, timely information from service providers and educators that they can trust. Cathy is currently leading the development of LegacySuccess Academy. She is a Certified Jack Canfield Trainer and is collaborating with the most exceptional professionals globally and facilitate experiential education and training programs that will meet the needs of the total person. The core of this training is based on Jack's success principles. Legacy Success expert Jack Canfield is the first member of the Legacy Success Academy Board of Advisors and coming to Bellevue October 3rd and October 4th. Cathy, if somebody wants to register for that, where do they go?
They just need to go to, actually the best place to go right now is to call me. Because there's so many different opportunities with being a sponsor, vendor table, attending. So
wonderful. So you guys, when you're listening, you can call the show 1-855-400-1150 or go to themoneyhour.com. Cathy's information will be there, and you can connect directly with her, or we will connect you to her. All right, Cathy. So let's get down to it. Let's talk a little bit more about than what I said in the bio about LegacyCaring.
Okay. Well, our vision is pretty lofty. We want to be the global marketplace for trusted service providers. It's the one place where people can find professionals they can trust. And our expert providers guide their clients to be proactive in home and health and financial security. People like you, Tina, they save their clients time, money, avoid worry, and receive exceptional services at a fair value. And, when we go to websites, it doesn't matter if ratings and reviews are good or bad. We don't know if they're true or not, right? Yeah. And so, unfortunately, there are quite a few, I learned that there's quite a few unscrupulous people out there that are very strategic and prey, especially on seniors and vulnerable, populations. And
they're an easy target.
They really are. And unfortunately, there's so many beautiful, exceptional people out there that want to help, but they don't know where to find us. Yeah. So that's really what we want to do. We want to have one place where people know they can go to find people they can trust for help.
So the importance of this, Cathy, for obvious reasons, for so that seniors have that safe place. What else is important?
So what I learned, and the reason why I started this was because I had situations that, after a while, I just couldn't turn my cheek anymore. Like a couple, and a lot of them they were elderly. Like one couple was scammed out of $2 million. Another, had a roofer walk up to their front door, talk to them for about an hour, sold them a $70,000 roof they didn't even need.
Wow.
I had one more example. I'll never forget this. I was driving up to a driveway, and my seller, Nancy, was going to have a garage sale. And her in-home care worker actually was in the garage smoking with her. And Nancy had an oxygen tank next to her, and she'd been smoking all of her life. And I was like, oh, my God, you guys could blow up. I mean, it was like constantly, these things were happening. And I just got to the point where I just had to do something.
Yeah, well, and you were alert to that because this is really what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, I've watched you, Cathy, for many years on this journey, and it's just really exciting to see what you've done with Legacy Caring. So you talked about the original vision of it was to focus on seniors, but Legacy Caring provides this service to anybody.
Right. Our pilot has been in the Puget Sound, and it was all about seniors. And we actually started at Master Builders of King and Snohomish counties in Bellevue. And it was to help families in their housing needs. And we had people who wanted to stay, in their home or downsize or move into senior communities. But then what happened was, we quickly realized that everybody wants to work with people they trust.
Yes.
And you'll be hearing from my son, Blaze, who was my very first provider. And I'll never forget when we first started talking about this, we talked about how many of our parents and grandparents maybe haven't planned for the future. And what'll happen is, like, let's say Gram falls and breaks a hip and she doesn't have the money. And so she may have to go, stay with family, and just the financial and the emotional, physical, challenges that come with that, it affects many generations.
Yes, yeah.
So as much as we need to help people that, the elderly, we also probably we feel like by being proactive, we can help people. The younger we help them, that the more proactive we're going to be, and the more
makes
we're going
sense. And you're educating the kids now so that they can help and better prepare for their parents earlier, so that they're not in that situation.
Exactly. And Blaze is actually just starting the under 40 group in our
that's so exciting.
Important. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, I know there's obviously other service providers out there that assist and help with seniors. Talk about what makes Legacy Caring unique.
Well, the main thing I found was that everybody wants, especially if somebody comes into their home, they want to know that they're safe, and they want to know that that person will take good care of them and do a good job. And so we have just recently joined with SureID, and SureID does the most extensive background screening in the country. They have only worked with the FBI and the military branches.
Wow.
And they were looking for a place to kind of launch to the public, and we were looking for the best of the best.
Yes.
And we just connected, and so that is just starting. Our pilot program with them is starting now. Our providers definitely put their clients' best interests first.
Yeah.
And that is so critical. Everybody wants, and I'm going to use you as an example, because our providers want to make the world a better place.
Yes.
And, Tina, you are a great example of how our providers, so many of our people have gone through struggles, and they, have overcome them, and they want to help and inspire others to lead a better life.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what makes us unique, and it's very, very special.
Yeah, it is. You do have an amazing group of, you don't want to say providers because there's so much more. I mean, they've really become a family, and all together with Legacy Caring and making a difference in the services they provide. And I do want to, the vetting is really important, because that's been from day one, when your vision of putting this together is just making sure that every provider has gone through that extensive vetting process. So a huge uniqueness to Legacy Caring. So let's talk a little bit about what the LegacySuccess Academy is, because this is an extension to Legacy Caring.
Right. So the foundation of the program is that extensive screening. And then some people really want to also, be educators. And so what we're doing is we're starting our pilot with our academy, and we are assessing people's life dimensions, like 10 different dimensions of their life. And then we are connecting them to what they need. So if they need, if they want to find a mortgage person, or they need a counselor for their child, or, so it's connecting them to educators and counselors and coaches and trainers and those types of things. So it's kind of taking it to the next level.
One-stop shop with providers as well as providing the education and everything that you need. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm sure majority of the listeners have heard of Jack Canfield. Who hasn't heard of Jack Canfield? And you actually wrote a chapter in his book, so you're a part in his book. So talk a little bit about how you got Jack Canfield to be the first member of your board of advisors. Congratulations, by the way. That's a huge thing.
Well, it's so funny because you think people know who Jack Canfield is, but some people don't. But whenever I say that he was co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul,
then they know.
This, Success Principles, people are like, oh, I know Jack, But we've got a really unique story because we actually met in 1990.
Yeah.
And I was director of a university wellness center, and we were looking at the whole issue of self-esteem on our campus. And 5 of us professionals went to the very first National Self-Esteem Conference in Boulder, Colorado, met Jack, said he's the one to come and work with us, worked with him for a couple days, a couple times, so we had a relationship, didn't see him for 24 years, and we reconnected, and he just believes so strongly in what we're doing that he's mentored me and has agreed to be the first member of our board of advisors. So very exciting.
Yes. So exciting for you, and so exciting for LegacyCaring and everybody that's involved in LegacyCaring, including the customers that are going to be coming and providing, getting the service. So talk a little bit about upcoming events, Cathy, as I wrap my time up here with you.
Okay. Well, next Thursday we usually have monthly luncheons at Master Builders, and next Thursday is Dr. Marion Summers, and she's an expert on issues with the elderly, and you know Dr. Marion really well.
Yes, I do.
And,
love her.
I know. And October 2nd is when we're actually having a preview of our LegacySuccess Academy with presentations and vendors and sponsors. That evening, we're going to have a reception with Jack, and then dinner with Jack and entertainment. So it'll be really fun. And then on the 3rd, on Tuesday, the October 3rd, he has this one-day to greatness workshop. And people go through, that day, break through so many barriers and go through some incredible transformations. So I'm really excited and would love to have people join us there. It's going to be, the first day is going to be at the Marriott in Bellevue on 110th, and the second day is going to be at the Main Bower.
Perfect. So if you're listening to the show today and you are a service provider that has maybe some passion in making a difference in seniors' lives and their families, you can go to LegacyCaring.com and get connected with Cathy's team to see how you can be a service provider. If you are a senior or a child of a senior that's helping them in that transition, or knowing that that time is going to be coming and you want to get a step ahead of things, go to LegacyCaring.com and you can find out how to be able to utilize all of the amazing things they have there. Cathy, anything that I missed there?
I think that just the bottom line for us is that we really want to help people create successful legacies, whether it's in their families or their businesses. And we feel strongly that by connecting people to people they can trust and getting accurate, timely information, that we're doing that for all generations. So
love it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you, Cathy. Thanks for being a dear friend, and thank you for making such a difference in the world and really having such a strong passion behind what you're doing. Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.
And coming up next on the Money Hour, Mastering the Art of Selling, I have Blaise Devera right here on 1150 AM KKNW after the short break.